My name is Prince Charles Alexander. I'm a music producer, an audio engineer, and a professor of production and engineering at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. The person that inspired me early along, like the first single that I bought, was probably Shaft by Isaac Hayes. It's really funny because I signed my first record deal with a British company, and Isaac had to leave America because he was avoiding his taxes. And when I went to visit my record company, they threw a big party for me. And the first person that opened the door and then introduced himself to me was Isaac Hayes. So it was a full circle experience. I really think that the first live show that I went to see was Isaac Hayes at the Boston Garden in 1972. I was 13 years old. I started playing clarinet when I was 11 years old. In that concert, I turned to my mother and I said, that's what I want to do with my life. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yep, I'm sure. The catalyst to my success is probably the first single that I recorded as an artist. One of the guys that was working on the local circuit, his name was Maurice Starr. And Maurice Starr later went on to create a group called New Edition and another group called New Kids on the Block. Well, I remember Maurice when Maurice was a young, vibrant, incredible musician, and he asked me to join his band and play keyboards in his band. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a saxophone player. What are you talking about? He's such a genius. He's like a Michael Jordan. He turned me into a keyboard player. I mean, I had some facility, but he said, just play this chord and just play this chord over here, and you'll be able to work with me this weekend. So I was like, wow. That relationship gave me a lot of believability in myself that I could participate in something that was connecting to people, because Maurice was doing blues and funk and all this kind of cool stuff. Well, one day, Maurice went in the studio and created a record called About Time I Funk You, the funkiest thing I had ever heard next to Parliament Funkadelic. I was like, I actually know somebody that can make a record that sounds like Parliament Funkadelic? Are you kidding me? And I'm working in his band? Oh, no way he's getting away from me. I've got to put one of these records out. Maurice Starr believed that I had some money, and I didn't have any money. So we went into the studio. He was doing like another artist. And I said, well, bring me in also. Do 2 songs on that guy, do 2 songs on me. He said, sure. So we went in, we used the other guy's money up front, and then I was going to pay the back end. I didn't have any money. So Maurice produced these 2 records for me. They were awesome. I eventually found a backer that put up the back half, and his name is Tony Rose, and he became my manager. That record was a hit. It launched my career as Prince Charles, and I've been Prince Charles ever since. And it was really a phenomenal situation, and I guess a guy like that comes along once in a lifetime. The breakthrough for me as an engineer comes later on after I go through a career as a funk artist, and hip-hop becomes the more dominant street music, like in competition with funk, and then hip-hop wins. So I'm standing on stage at Madison Square Garden in front of 30,000 people, and I'm singing, and I'm like, what am I getting ready to do with my life? And it took me a while to figure out that maybe I should go behind the scenes and start fiddling around with the knobs, because I had some facility for that. I had already had a gold record with Heavy D called Blue Funk. And working with Jodeci, that was my first platinum record. And that was the moment, that platinum record, and that record was called Diary of a Mad Band. It was an album. That was the beginning of my relationship with Puffy. So I would say that album, Diary of a Mad Band, was what broke me through as an audio engineer for the whole world to see.